Build a driveway across someone else's property without permission. Pay the price. Have you ever wanted to teach an unreasonable neighbor a lesson? Let me tell you about the time I helped a sweet elderly couple put their arrogant new neighbor in his place. I'm Tom, and I live in a small town called Pinecrest, nestled in the hills of British Columbia. The terrain here is so steep that most driveways have to zigzag up from the main road to reach the houses. A few doors down from me live the Petersons, a lovely elderly couple I've known for years. One day, the Petersons came to me with a problem. They'd returned home to find a huge scar carved into the hillside, snaking across their property. Their new neighbor, Derek, had started building a house on the adjacent lot and decided to construct his driveway partly on the Petersons' land, without asking permission. Mr. Peterson had tried to resolve the issue amicably. He called Derek to discuss the situation, but was met with hostility. Derek flatly denied any wrongdoing and refused to negotiate. The Petersons were at a loss. They didn't want to sue, but they couldn't let Derek walk all over them either. That's when I hatched a plan. After a few beers one evening, I called the Petersons and explained my idea. With their blessing, I drove my old rusty pickup truck over to their property and parked it squarely across the encroaching driveway, making sure it was entirely on the Petersons' land. The next morning, Derek's construction crew arrived to find their access completely blocked. They called the number on the note I'd left, but I refused to move the truck. I informed them that if anyone tried to tow it, they'd be charged with trespassing and theft. Unable to haul their equipment up the steep hill by hand, the workers had no choice but to take the day off. They told Derek they wouldn't return until the property dispute was resolved. Derek was furious. He called the Petersons, ranting and raving, but they calmly repeated what I had told the workers. The truck was on their property, and if Derek had a problem with that, he could go pound sand. Days passed, and Derek's anger turned to desperation. His house construction was at a standstill, and he was losing money every day. Finally, he swallowed his pride and came to the negotiating table. In the end, the Petersons received a substantial sum for granting an easement across their land. I got a few cases of beer as a thank you gift, along with the satisfaction of putting an arrogant bully in his place. But the real victory? Derek's demeanor changed completely. He became one of the most considerate neighbors on the street, always quick to lend a hand or offer a friendly wave. Sometimes, a little creative problem-solving is all it takes to turn an enemy into a friend.